What's going on, guys? Welcome to the crazy tech world, and stay tuned because today I'm going to tell you how to liquid metal repaste one of the gaming laptops that I have here. This is a full-length video and it takes quite a bit. I think it's taken over about 1.5 hours. I know not everyone is so patient, so if it's too slow for you, just rewind it. Also, there is one very important moment there at the video, just about at the minute 35 of the video, where I was silly enough to splash a drop of the liquid metal onto the motherboard. But look how I cleaned it out. I managed to clean it out completely because I've been using the right materials, the right cleaning materials. So yes, it is possible to clean the liquid metal if you have a tiny drop on your motherboard, but learn on my mistakes and make sure you don't repeat them yourself. So let's go! Hey guys, so it's well over a year now since I liquid repasted my laptop, and it started heating up again, and I don't do any lower voltage or stuff like that at the moment. I'm planning to do later, but at the moment I'm just not. So I just want to open it up and liquid repaste it again for the second time. What I have here is my ASUS ROG GL702VS. So it has the GeForce GTX 1070 graphics card, and the CPU is 7700HQ Intel Core i7, and basically the CPU is overheats, and if I'm doing some gaming, it just overheats that bad, up to about 95 degrees or so, and there is a throttling basically is happening there because of the high heat, and you can see it's not going smooth. Basically the game is not going smooth, it's kind of lagging a bit. And even though the capabilities of this laptop are quite high for the majority of the gaming, but because of that throttling, it looks like it's just lagging, you know, it's not, the game is not running well. So I'm just going to open it up, see what's changed there since the last repaste, if what's happened since over a year ago. And I'm having this thermal grizzly conductor nut liquid metal repaste, and I have a few bits of the blue paste like this, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough or not. But anyway, I'm going to look what's inside anyway. Few things like, you know, few things like that anyway. I'm not sure how useful is that going to be. I have my screwdriver, and I have some tools here. These are actually from, this is an iPhone fixing tool or something like that, but you can see those little tools there, like those triangular ones, looking similar like the guitar picking tool. But anyway, that's all I got. Oh, by the way, I also have two of those liquids. Those I got when I first been liquid metal repasting my laptop, and these are, I don't know what are they actually, someone recommended to get them, and I ordered them probably on eBay or Amazon. And one is thermal surface purifier and thermal material remover. And how they work is, first you remove your stuff, like as much as you can, like the old paste, whatever, and you just remove it with this thing. You put it over like a few drops, and it makes it easier to remove that old material, and then to polish it kind of nicely, you use this one just before applying the liquid metal this liquid metal conductor nut, so that it would have a very nice connection of the surfaces of your, say, CPU and the radiator that you put, you know, on the top. So this thing, yeah, is also useful. I found it quite useful actually. They helped cleaning me stuff like pretty well. Anyway, so the laptop is here. I'm just going to turn the camera a bit down so you could see what's going on. Should be alright. Anyway, so this is the laptop. I already undone the screws. I'm just going to pick them up now, keep them safely at the side. Is there anything else can help me with that? Okay. Well, I guess I'm just going to try turn it around and drop them on my desk. I hope I'm not going to lose any of them. So here. So yeah, I got them all. There we go. Just something to mention, and make sure you notice that not all of them are the same size. Just look at those two, for example. One is longer than the other, so make sure you remember where they're coming from, so you can put them back later into the same one. Okay. So I'm taking my guitar picking tool, if you wish, and you can start slowly here, like it's barely noticeable, this little catch here. You can really start it, I guess, from anywhere, like USB port or anything like that, or just try and stick it in anywhere along. But last time I think I did it beside here at the Ethernet port. Here, no, it's not that easy. Okay, now I don't remember, but make sure you use some plastic stuff like this and that, so you wouldn't damage your laptop. Oh, actually, one of the screws is still here. Second. There we go. Okay, let me try at another side. So I'm trying some of those USB ports. It seemed to be easier last time. I'm not sure what's going on now. Okay. Well, I can try here. Okay. Try from that side. Alright, now it pops up. But you can go all the way along now. So find a spot where you can safely kind of, you know, stick this little tool inside, and then just go like that all the way along, and it will pop, you know, the places. So that's it. It's free now. It's not hard at all. It's just a bit tricky at the beginning. Pick that up. It's a bit dusty here as well. I'm going to hoover that. Anyway, it's quite a bit dusty, to be honest. As you can see, I replaced the hard drive with this XPGA data, 480 gigs, and it made a really significant difference to what it was. It's like really, that was one of the quickest ones, like really comparable to those Samsung Evo 970. Okay, so what we gonna have to do here, well, let's turn it over for you to see. I'm not sure if that's comfortable enough to see for you, because I definitely have some kind of slight angle. The video is at an angle for you there, as I can see, so to level it like that. That makes it any better. Anyway, so what we got, so basically we will have to unscrew this, that, I don't remember exactly which screws. We have to unscrew these guys, so the actual, you know, vents. There are a couple of screws around. Then in order to remove them completely, there are two of those things here. This guy here and this guy here. So you just take them out to free out your vents, so you can lift up this whole thing with the copper cooling, and those like cover for the CPU and GPU. Actually, I'm not sure which one is which at the moment, but find out pretty quick. So that pops up all together. Well, I mean, those two vents, I think they go first, and then you can lift all that up, and then we will use liquid metal pasting on this, on one of those, whatever, maybe even on both. I actually don't remember, that happened a while ago. So and then, as you can see, a bit of blue thing coming out of this. This is some of that repasting material that I was using on some of those chips there as well. Well, originally there was some of the material, but it looked like a really mushed kind of white crap all over this, and it was like kind of liquidy and gluey, you know, and so this is where I needed this number one. They even marked in numbers, as you can see, this number one thermal material remover. Just made a few drops over it, and then that thing came out pretty nicely. Okay, so what should we start with? Let me see. Well, by the way, this stuff I think I glued that myself, actually. This black tapes, just to keep that a bit tighter, because the air, I noticed that there's some gaps here, and you can see, and the air would kind of come out easier. Not sure if that helped or not. Yeah, if you want to use the tape, make sure you're using the high thermal tape, like the one that I have. I don't have it now with me, I'll show it later. But don't use that any kind of, you know, any tape you find, and certainly not the seller tape, you know. So, okay, let's see what we can do. I will probably put this later on the quick I will probably put this later on the quick rewind, so you could, you know, just see how I'm quickly unscrewing this, because it's gonna be obviously a bit boring. Okay guys, so I unscrewed 2 of those from here, yeah, and each of them was held by just 2 screws, which I have here for each, and then there is plenty of dust there inside on each of the vents. You see, I'm going to use my, you know, the Hoover that I use around the house just to clean them out, because I'm not sure how badly this affects the overheating, but I guess that actually does some effect anyway. So let's just proceed with, you know, with this, and I want to take out this whole, you know, whole copper thing with whatever is attached to it, and it's not that hard actually. Let's just remember which screws are involved into this, and hopefully, as far as I remember, it could be just those 8 screws that we can see here. So let's try and do that. Just make sure you do it carefully. Don't stick your metal screwdriver anywhere, because you can easily damage those little contacts all over the place, and you don't know how this can affect your, you know, cleaning session. Okay, 4 of those, I keep them there. I know they're from the smaller CPU. The smaller one is probably CPU, or the bigger one is GPU. I don't actually remember at the moment. Let's see. Doesn't matter. I think I liquid repasted both of them. I'm actually curious to look at the surface of the processors and see how the heat affected the surface over the time, which is 1.5 to 2 years. Not sure exactly. Let's see. Well, to note is I'm not a heavy gamer, so it's not that I'm totally using this laptop for gaming like 7 days a week. Not even, well, it's not even 2 or 3 days a week, to be honest, and sometimes not even every week, and sometimes not even every month. But anyway, so what else is holding this? Opa, nothing. Alrighty, so that's it. You can see now what's happening here. And guys, I just don't remember which one is the CPU, which one is the GPU, but it doesn't really matter. We still need to liquid repaste, you know, both of them. So this blue tack or whatever that material is, this one is also one of the recommended repasting materials you can find on Amazon or eBay, and as far as I just can judge it by touching it, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing changed with it at all over 1.5 years time. So I don't know if there is a point at all to try and repaste that again, but maybe I will add like just a small layer at the top. As you can see, like this piece came out, you can see what's beneath it. Like it's just basically a series of chips, like these ones, for example. And nothing special there. It's whatever that is, like exactly same ones down there. I'm not actually sure how important it is to put this blue thing over them, but I watched a couple of tutorials online before doing this for the first time, and you know, the guys are doing this, whatever, no harm. Okay, so I can show you how this stuff is working now. So I start from this actually and see what we can get out of it. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to touch that at all. Like, let's see. Alrighty. Okay, so thermal material remover. I'm sure you can do it in hundreds of different ways, but since I have it, I'm actually not sure if it's out of date or what happens with it. I'm hoping nothing happens with it at all. And I'm actually going to start from this part here, and then I'm going to do the same in here. As you can see later, when you're going to apply your liquid metal onto the radiator and onto the actual processes, you would have to do it first on one side, you know, spreading over carefully, then on the other part, and then you're going to, you know, stick them together and screw everything back. So this is what we're going to do. Also, I'm just going to wipe all this or hoover all that away. So yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna have a few drops of that. Start from these ones. One, two, and okay. So you can see it gets very fluidy. I'm not sure what it's made of, but it smells a little bit like a white spirit or whatever, I don't know. So some kind of dissolver. So I'm just trying to take one of those cotton buds and see what I'm able to do with it. So it's kind of getting cleaned, but not so easily. Anyway, I'll keep doing that a little bit. I might be going to either to rewind this for you on the video, or just going to stop it until I clean this all over, and just going to start the video again. So let's see how much effort is involved into this. Well, I'm actually not sure if I'm going to completely clean this whole thing to the copper. I'm not sure, let's see. Depending how well is this going to be cleaned. Okay. A little bit here as well. Let this one sit for a little bit. Maybe it gets kind of penetrated into that a little bit. Okay. Well, so I can see there's definitely a bit more material coming out from this. Take this away. Not sure if that can be done in any easier way than this, but well, it's slowly coming out, and I'm not in a hurry. Well, I'm getting a bit out of patience, so I'm going to use one of those just to wipe this thing over like that. What I can notice is that it is definitely kind of a bit hard to remove this old liquid metal paste completely. I'm not sure if I will able to remove it completely at all. Well, you can see there's definitely some messy job here. I'll have to clean the table after this as well. So yeah, maybe if you don't want to mess up your table when you're doing this, just put something underneath of your working area. Yeah, and definitely hoover these radiators, which I'm also going to do later. So yeah, let's not stop at this. Have another couple of drops on each. Boom, boom. It's really fluidy. It wants to run away from this area. Well, I let it sit there for a bit, and in the meantime I'm just going to try and clean the chips, but I want to start without this removing material. I'm not actually sure if this removing material is just about removing the liquid metal, because I know that it works well for a soft material like this. At least it worked in the past for me really well to remove the original one. And but I'm not sure about this liquid metal, if it works for it at all or not. I'm going to try the second one later on these surfaces, but yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see. Oh, it's getting removed from here quite nicely. Also, note there is a film here. I didn't dare to remove this when I was liquid repasting this stuff for the first time, liquid metal repasting, because it sticks there very nicely, and some guys there in the tutorials online, they actually recommend to remove them and put the highly thermal capable tape around, just very nicely around the edges. Like you see here, there are some gaps here. Like you can see there are some gaps, some blue chip. You can see the blue part of the plastic chip coming from behind. So not only this metal, the silver surface that contacts the radiator, but you know, so it's not being so evenly applied. So what I saw, the guys were removing it and placing instead their own piece of electrical special, this kind of with high thermal capabilities electrical tape around it instead. And then same here, but I just it sticks so nicely, so even so there are some gaps there. I don't think it will flow underneath, you know. Just don't splash it all over. You really need just couple of drops, like, and mostly on the radiator part, and here be very careful, just one drop on each, maybe a bit more on this one, and slowly spread it over, like, carefully. And I don't think you really need to remove this, you know, film or whatever it is. It's really firm there. I mean, I tried to carefully, and then it stuck there so nice, so I just left it there. Okay, I'm already seeing some crap going on. What is this? Come on. Is getting all over the place. And I'm not happy. Like, what is this? Come on. Okay, but I'm not happy with this. This is fucked up. Like, yeah, that drop probably came out of this thing when I opened it. I didn't expect that, but yeah, so learn on my mistakes. Don't do them. I'll try to clean it somehow. See what I can do. But this is looking bad. I'll leave this bit for the last, see what I can do. I'm going to clean this chip. Okay. You can definitely see some of this paste still quite liquidy. Not sure. When I saw tutorials of the guys showing how the surface of the copper is being affected by the liquid repasting over time, like, I think theirs looked worse than mine. But mine is still kind of liquidy here. I'm not sure, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, if not this, you know, I would be kind of happy enough, but I'm not sure how it is going to affect, because it's definitely over the contacts. Like, I'll try to zoom in. It looks quite bad from, you know, what it is now. Let me zoom in. It's this. So let's see what I can do with this. That's fucked up. This thing definitely works. So what I can say, this #1 thermal material remover, it actually helps to remove the metal stuff, the liquid metal as well. And so far I'm quite happy with the performance of the way it can do it, because I was a little bit scared that I can, you know, damage my motherboard. I'm just going to make sure there is nothing left on this. So don't want any accidents. Yeah, it definitely removes that as well. You can see it is getting like nice and clean, and I'm hoping it's just picking up every bit of metal, because I see nothing there now. I see absolutely nothing over those contacts. It's not an advertising, by the way, or anything like that. I'm just experimenting with this myself. I got kind of pissed off that my laptop is heating a lot, and I'm even using the heating pad now, sorry, the cooling pad, to reduce the heat. And I started looking at the under voltage, which has appeared to be pretty easy. You can undervolt your CPU, undervolt your CPU with the Intel provided tool, which can be downloaded for free, and it's so straightforward. I forgot the actual name of that tool, but yeah, it's just a program application. You download and install it. So yeah, it looks like I cleaned it up pretty nicely. There is nothing there that I can see, and I hope that little chip is not going to cause any issues and short circuits or whatever. And yeah, fingers crossed. That was my bad. It was a bit silly, but it's also a very tricky thing to do. So okay, let's see what we've got here with this two guys. It's been sitting there for a while, this liquid, and I cannot really say it's getting any simpler to clean out. Yeah, I can definitely see there's some burn here, some kind of burn on the top, which I need to take away. Well, this is a time-consuming job. So not only it's kind of a precision type of job, which if you're not sure about, just maybe don't do it, Also, it breaches the warranty, obviously, and it's just dangerous. So you can easily drop this liquid metal anywhere in the middle of your motherboard, and God knows what is going to happen then. So be careful with that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to wipe this off. I'm going to try and use the purifier on that second liquid that I have, and see what I can get. You can probably still keep cleaning this. I'm not sure how much more effect this would do, but and how much gain you will get by this in the end. This is also like a metal surface now, which I'm pretty much scraping. I'm just scraping that metal surface, and I'm not sure. Does it make any difference for the performance? So I'm just going to use purifier on this. This is this second one, whatever that is. Actually not sure what is the brand or what is that at all, but there are probably many alternatives to this stuff as well. I let it sit there for a little bit. Actually, what can I do? I'm going to use the number 1 liquid on these two chips as well, just quickly. I'm going to give it a lot of scratching or whatever, just wipe it gently all over. That's it. Yeah, you can see what happens. It's from the copper side, those two. Yeah, this material, the dirty material, used stuff is accumulating pretty quickly. Just going to wipe this. Okay, now I'm going to use the purifier. So I'm finished with the thermal material remover. Just going to use the purifier on this. Also, just a tiny drop, same as here. To just use the cotton bud as well. This is probably extremely boring to watch, so I'm sure I'm just going to rewind this. Actually, I'm going to use some of this on that surface, that where the metal liquid metal drop went to. So I'm going to use it here as well. Yeah, so one tip you can take from this, you know, learning on my mistakes, when you liquid repasted it once, liquid metal repasted, and then you opening this again, make sure you're doing it really carefully, so that when the surfaces are separating, that liquid metal paste doesn't splash all over the place. So yeah, this could be very important actually for me also, for the next time if I'm ever going to do this again. So actually, as you can notice, the surface becomes really kind of bright, nice and yellow. It cleans out this dark kind of stuff really nicely. It comes out like very quick. This is what the purifier material does. That's it. Quite happy with this. So actually so badly dirty, so I'm just going to give it a clean rub. That's it. I'm done with this, not spending any more time on that. So doing the second one. So notice how dark is this now. Let's see what is going to be the difference. Magic. Okay. Almost just like yellow and white now. Yellow for the copper and white for that area where I previously used to, that area that it previously used to be covered with the liquid metal. So that's it. So I'm pretty happy with this at the moment. And what else I can do? I could possibly raise this a little bit, but again I'm not sure. I'm absolutely not sure what kind of effect this would give, but the reason those surfaces are also being pasted with this is because you can see that this part of the radiator, it actually touches these guys, so those are probably not necessary, this second line, but these ones are probably is necessary to do. Same as that side is being covered by this, and this little part is being squeezed with this, and this little square is being squeezed with this, so that is probably worth doing. And what I'm thinking to do now is I'm actually going to cut this slightly and stick those pieces on top of whatever I have here, and let's see if, I don't know if that makes any real difference, but why not? I still have some of this stuff left here, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to hoover this as well. So let's open this and see what's inside. I'm just going to move this slightly to give us space. So what we've got here is that's the actual material here in this range, and in order to avoid this kind of spillages, yeah, read that warning, red piece of paper. In order to avoid the spillages all over the contacts, and in order to let it carefully apply on the surfaces, like so, you can see here, and there is a couple of heads that you can stick on this syringe, and they would allow you to make like small drops. And this one is just like a header. It's probably allowing for a thicker one, but I'm not sure if you can see. This one is basically a needle here, and I'm going to get it from the package now and show it to you. So some alcohol pads actually. I forgot that they're around. I used them and got that other material. So you can see these two things. Yeah. This is a needle. This is like another one. I'm not sure if I used the needle the other time. I'm probably going to use this one as well, but I don't know. I'm going to start with the copper surfaces to make sure we're good. So there's some instructions how you should apply this stuff as well. I'm actually not sure, did I have this somewhere? I was always using this. Yeah, I had another one actually. This is the fresh one. But so let's try and start from the copper. So I'm not sure how much is left there, but I'm pretty sure there is plenty for at least 2 times, and probably even more. You know, I don't think it gets out of date. Yeah, metal gets out of date unless it's rusty. I don't think so. So let's try, see how much. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to move this a bit closer. Okay, just like that. And yeah. Oh, let's start from the small one, just because it at my right hand. Yeah, that's it. There's a little drop, and I'm going to put it there. That's it. And maybe just a tiny bit more. I'm doing it real slow now. So I have a second one like that. Two of them. On this one, same story. Boom. This one is a bit bigger. You need a bit more. And another one. So okay, these are two a bit bigger, these are two a bit smaller, but whatever. And I'm going to leave it there. Now I'm going to use actually this one that's been supplied. This cotton bud. Let's see how we can do it. Let's start with the small one. So all what we have to do is kind of touch it nicely and start with a circular moves. Start kind of spreading it over. You need a bit of patience with that, because when you start doing it at the beginning, you kind of think nothing is happening. Then you notice this mirrors kind of spillage at the center, and you notice that you can actually spread that to the sides slowly. Try to keep to that kind of the square shape in the middle. Keep in mind that it would have to touch this chip, and really nothing apart from that particular area should be of your interest. So yeah, it's already actually big enough cover this. I'm not sure if you can see, but there are tiny corners here, 1, 2, 3, 4 at each side, so it kind of shows you where is the area, that you need to put this liquid to, the area that actually touches this chip. So I'm not quite happy with this little tiny guy. I'm not sure if there's any difference, but I'm going to remove that. Okay, well, it is what it is here. Show how much better or worse you can do this. You can spread this over. I'm going to then apply this on this chip as well, not as much, but definitely some of this is going there as well, more carefully than here. And yeah, let's do the same with this. So it's definitely a bit more here. This drop is bigger. It's not always willing to spread nicely, but eventually it's getting there. Yeah, well, it says NVIDIA on the chip, so yes, that's a GPU, that is a CPU. GPU is actually quite a bit bigger. Have to make sure we spread it really all the way to those corners here. Takes some time, we're going to rewind this again. Looks to me like I'm wiping this down again. Yeah, it needs a bit of patience. It's definitely need a bit of patience. Yeah, maybe do it slow like this. Maybe that's the way. A bit slower. Definitely do it kind of slower, and then it sits there where you dragged it. So yeah, I think that's good enough for me with this one. Alright, let's put some in the chips. I'll just start by trying to reuse that. There's plenty on this body here. Want to pick up, so I'm going to have another tiny drop in here. There we go. Don't want it any bigger anyway. And now you have to be really careful because this stuff, you know, is dangerous for contact. And I hoovered it straight away. Come on. Starting to spread slowly. Yeah, it definitely needs a bit of patience, this kind of stuff. Chips, and I don't want to spread to extreme corners of the chips as well if possible. Okay, slowly getting there. Slowly getting there. So far, and now I'm going to work on this guy as well. Now a small drop. There we go. That's it. That's enough. Should be enough. This one spreads so much easier. It's just so much easier. Okay. It's actually the CPU that I'm mostly interested in having reduced the temperatures, because within the limits. It is the CPU that is causing the thermal throttling. That's it, guys. So I'm just going to screw back the fans now, connect them, and then close this back, put back the lid, and that's it. Let's turn it on then and see what happens. Liquid metal away so it doesn't get anywhere. Let's do the first one. Slightly bigger actually than last. So the CPU lets us open this code. So that goes here. Definitely not. What's going on? Oh yeah. First thing first. We need to put this back. screws here. Tiny screwdriver. There we go. They're all the same size as those little screws for the CPU and for the GPU processors. There we go. Well, I wouldn't tighten it up completely. Just do cross first. One across and then the other two across. It's good practice for anything to apply the pressure evenly if you want. Ouch! Don't do that. I'm getting lucky today twice. Okay. Don't screw it completely. That's it. That was weird. This one was a bit tricky. So I'm not tightening those 4 screws at the moment fully. I'm going to put those 4 first for the GPU, and then I'm going to gradually tighten them across this section. Too much. You break it. I don't know how we can make the screw. I don't want to come in here like have to find the bigger screw or something. Be careful with that. Same here. What's wrong with this? Probably need a bit bigger one. So yeah, very careful. Especially this one. imagine those electronic guys who deal with electrics all the time going to leave me now huge dislikes for this video, for breaking all the safety rules. I'm not a specialist in this myself, but I have to be careful. Like, it's your own risk. So you see, a couple of times here I had issues, and I put it at a danger to break. So, and this thing is not cheap. So make sure if you're doing this, you're very careful, and you know this is your own risk anyway. I'm actually not going to put this tape now as I did last time over this. I'm not sure if that did any help, but you know, maybe that even helped to accumulate that dust here. I'm not sure. I did it because I noticed these pieces of tape, original pieces of tape here anyway. So I thought they actually tried to do it themselves somehow. And I tried to do it a bit better, but I'm not sure really if that did any help. We're getting close, guys. We're getting real close. And don't forget to connect your fans to the power supply. The power for the second one as well. And there we go. Let me put the lid back on, and then I'm going to power on this bad fella, and hoping nothing is going to explode. Sits back pretty quick, easier to put it back compared to take it out. Let's see.